Hey guys, PokeShack here. We're back from States, and we're finally putting up a video of a little quick review of what we saw at States and the rounds that we had, and some of the fun stuff that we dealt with. Joey Dog's excited to just be part of the video.
Joey Dog excited. We're gonna go over a quick review, start with our decks, and go through the people we played, and you'll hear how bad it went for both of us.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
Bad? I went 1-1-1. So that's 1 loss, 1 win, 1 tie.
That's one more tie than I got.
Alright, so my deck was focused around Lugia EX, one of my favorite Pokemon from back in the Silver days in Johto region. His ability Overflow allows you to take one more prize card for your opponent that you knock out, which means if you knock out an EX, you can take 3 prize cards, which means in theory, you'd only have to knock out 2 Pokemon in order to win a game. His ability Plasma Gale, only downside is it discards a plasma energy, but that's where Thundurus comes in. Thundurus' first attack, Raid and Knuckle, allows you to attach an energy from your discard pile to your bench team plasma Pokemon, i.e. you take a plasma from your energy, put it onto Lugia. I also threw in a Bouffalant, just to have a non-EX attacker, and he's just a great Pokemon with his ability Boofer to reduce attacks by 20 and Goldbreaker to do 120 to an EX. This deck combined with Chorus Machine is just really great. You get to search your deck for a plasma energy, put that on, and you still get to put your regular energy for your turn. That's a great energy acceleration. When you add a Spirited City Gem, you got a 200 HP Lugia, 120 HP Bouffalant. And then, when you got Eviolite, you're reducing your opponent's attack by 20, or you can Muscle Band them depending on the situation, which adds 20 to your attack. So it's really a situational kind of thing.
So the deck I took to States was actually a Garchomp deck, but not a Garchomp Altaria deck, like everyone kind of always tells me I should do. It was a Garchomp Haxorus deck, and basically I do the typical dragon thing and accelerate Garchomp with Gabite, but I also accelerate into Haxorus using Gabite. And the reason I picked Haxorus is because of his Strike of the Champion. I was kind of scared that I was going to be facing a few Plasma EX Pokemon, and I thought that that would be a nice way to combat some of the Plasma Pokemon that have come out. And I kind of threw in a Landorus. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to put that in a different video. So that's basically what I took with me.
Well, my first opponent had a deck that revolved all around Fairy Energy, and the new Pokemon Aromatisse and its ability Fairy Transfer. The ability lets you move Fairy Energy as often as you like during your turn from one Pokemon to another, and that, combined with Fairy Garden, which allows any Pokemon that has Fairy Energy attached to it to have no retreat cost, means that when you combine those with Prism Energy, and Rainbow Energy, you can make a deck that can have all kinds of EXs. The guy had Genesect EX, Thundurus EX, Cobalion EX, maybe even a Darkrai EX from what I remember. And the point is that these Prism and Rainbow energies, both of them, they're all types of energy at all times. So with Fairy Garden, if you want to retreat, you say it's because of the Fairy Energy, you can retreat them for free. And because of Aromatisse, all those energies are also always Fairy, so they can move to whoever you want. Which means you can turn one anybody. You put down a Genesect and you move 3 Fairy Energies from one guy to Genesect. And he also played with the G Booster, which meant that a good catcher and or even a Plasma Energy, which he was also running, meant that he could catcher out somebody and just do 200 for the one shot in all my EXs. It was a pretty swift defeat and a pretty impressive deck to go up against.
I actually in round 1 faced a Yveltal deck. It was Yveltal combined with Darkrai, and I'm pretty positive he had a Bouffalant. And it was really crazy to see Yveltal with its new Evil Ball and its Y Cyclone. He actually used that move a few times, and he just totally destroyed me. I had absolutely no chance with my Garchomp deck to even. I think there was like a round where I didn't knock out any Pokemon at all. So I was extremely impressed. Dark Patches were big. Shauna's, all that stuff.
I faced is a revamped version of Rayquaza deck, which was really big last states, and it got even bigger with Delphox. Delphox's ability Mystical Fire it works basically like a free Bianca, where you can draw 6 cards at once during your turn. And so when you combine that with Rayquaza X, where you're trying to put down as many fires as possible via Emboars in front of Fandango, you usually end up with a pretty light hand, and you can just refresh it with Delphox and then put more down on Rayquaza if you didn't have it all. That combined with Superior Energy Retrieval, which allows you to discard 2 cards in order to get 4 basic energies, with Shauna and Professor's Letter, means that deck was definitely not beatable for my deck, and definitely not have play tested against it anyway before that.
In round 3, I faced a Gardevoir deck with Gothitelle and Sigilyph and where is he? Where's Palkia? Alright, in my second round, I actually faced a deck that's a little different from the power-hitting Yveltal deck I faced in my first round. It was a deck that had Palkia EX, but in a really crazy twist, it had Gardevoir, Gothitelle, and Sigilyph. Now, I gotta admit, the guy had some pretty bad luck. He couldn't get energies for some reason, and against my Garchomps, his Palkia really didn't have too much of a chance, and Gardevoir and Gothitelle just for some reason did not come out as quickly as they should have. And unfortunately, I didn't have too heavy of an EX deck, so Sigilyph really didn't do too much for him this time. I do feel like the deck has a lot of potential. This is just the one card that I wonder whether it did more harm than help. But other than that, it was really interesting, and I had a lot of fun seeing it.
We hope you've enjoyed the 3 rounds that we've given you. Unfortunately, we can only stick around for 3 rounds because we had to drive way down south. And, yeah.
The new format would have had us there till midnight, and that was not going to work with the 4-hour drive back. So
Joey Dog would have not been happy.
Right, Joey? Yeah. We didn't put in the video, but we also both happened to face a Blastoise Keldeo deck, and it's pretty standard setup, pretty boring. So we didn't really mention that.
And the person I played with the Blastoise deck was extremely fun. I had a great time meeting you, and he was actually a judge, and he was not judging at that tournament, so I got to play judge, and it was cool. He kind of clarified some of the rules I was a little confused about, which was great. And he did have Poke Center, which was kind of fun to see, because I usually don't see it in tournaments or decks, really. And
or anywhere.
Yeah, it actually did. He got all the damage off the Blastoise, which was insane.
It was an interesting card. There were a lot of unused guys, but my Blastoise guy was just kind of straightforward and pretty boring. Pretty boring match. Yeah, I beat him. I was able to beat him, which was my only win for the day. But yeah.
Yeah, that was actually the person I tied with. So good game.
Yeah. We'll see how we do in cities. I guess next is cities
and for anyone interested,
regionals.
We are going to be putting up more detailed videos on just our decks, so you can kind of get an idea what we're playing. You can give us advice. You could just do really well against us, and if you ever see us anywhere, because we will be traveling around.
Pretend you don't know our entire deck list.
But we hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more fun. Don't forget about our Wednesday giveaways and Monday Fun Day drawings. And all the other fun stuff we do. So, it's been great, guys.
Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again.
And hope to see you at a tournament.
I know, right?
Bye.
And maybe beat you. But probably not.